it's Lauren Perreault from RE/MAX with your weekly home update for the Portland metro area, including Clark County, Washington, with data through the week ending May 12, 2024. Residential mortgage interest rates continue to fluctuate. In fact, they're back down and possibly driving demand in Portland area real estate, but sales prices are still feeling the effects of April's high interest rates, which could push values back down. Let's take a quick look at the most recent statistics and trends in Portland real estate. We saw a significant drop in the average sales price from the previous week. In fact, the average was down approximately 5%. We can see some significant swings in our weekly numbers. It's simply the risk of working with a smaller set of numbers. That being said, I believe that April's high mortgage rates, the highest we've seen so far this year, are putting downward pressure on prices, which is what we're seeing, at least in part. And that's because they entered into escrow back then, but now where they're closing and we're getting the results. So in our year-over-year numbers, as you may recall for last week, the average sale price increased by about 5% over the previous year. This week, the average is down nearly 4%, which is a significant swing, again, due to the small data set and due in part to the extremely high interest rates that we saw in April. Buyer demand fell from last week's high. In fact, last week saw the highest number of purchase agreements signed by buyers and sellers this year, but we still ended up with a respectable number, at least for 2024. We landed on the higher end of the range that we've been seeing over the last few months, and we are back to outpacing last year's demand numbers for the second week in a row, which is likely due in part to the lower interest rates that we are experiencing in the last few weeks. Last week, we saw supply numbers continue to rise. The number of homes coming on the market each week is outpacing last year's numbers, and buyers still have approximately 41% more options than last year at this time. However, that margin has been shrinking slowly but steadily in recent weeks. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, mortgage rates continue to fluctuate, and after some positive inflation reports last week, they fell from a best case scenario of 6.625% for the 30-year fixed to 6.375% Friday morning. As always, if there's any significant changes, I may blog about them website at findportlandhomes.com. So that's the long and short of it. If past trends continue, we should see some strong buyer demand and pressure on sales prices in the coming week. So whether you're buying, selling, or just concerned about your home equity, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter or follow us on YouTube, or give me a call at 503-683-1885, or send an email to lauren@pdxhomesforsale.com to make sure that you don't miss any updates, and I'll see you right here next week. Have a great one.